Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of Tech Reviews and Help, and today I am going to give you the second tech tips, and today's tip is on security. And we're not going to talk about how to keep someone out of your system or how to get into a system. We're going to be talking about how to raise your chances of getting your physical device back if someone steals it. I'm going to be focusing mostly on Androids and Apple devices, but this also pertains to laptops, Windows, and whatever, Linux, and so on, and other devices. Now, real quick, a lot of people don't think about this, but one of the biggest problems is if your tracking device is software-wise, being that you have to activate it through software. If someone wipes your hard drive, then that's that, and there's nothing you can do about that. However, with Apple, and I know a lot of people know I give crap to Apple all the time because of problems they cause and stuff that they do wrong. But this is one thing they do right, and I wish that other platforms do this, and it's if you have the device numbers, you can call up Apple, tell them that your device was stolen, give them the device numbers, they can verify it and all the other stuff, and they have the ability to lock your system. So that way, at least they won't be able to use it. You probably ain't gonna get it back, but still, the thing will be locked. And basically what happens is whenever someone tries to log into iCloud, it looks at the system information and it grabs the numbers there. So basically, it doesn't matter if they wiped it or not. It'll still lock it. So, as far as things goes, I want to mention a couple things. First off, what is the most stolen devices, at least the ones with the highest chance? And I've heard of cases where people were literally sitting at Starbucks and someone came up and the person was literally writing an email or something like that, but they were really using an actual device right then and there. Someone came up, pulled up in front of Starbucks with someone else. Someone came out of the passenger seat, ran in, grabbed the device, ran out, and they drove off in broad daylight and everything. And I think 3 in the afternoon was some of the reports, some of the other reports had in McDonald's and other places. And that has nothing to do with the place that you're at. That just has to deal with the individuals and how much they care versus not care. And that's a huge thing, because this can actually happen at any given time, and you just need to have your device ready. And a lot of people with Apple devices especially assume that features like Find My Mac, Find My whatever will find a device, but cops, go and play with your thing if you have a Macintosh and do a Find My whatever. Go to a cop that's off duty or even on duty, well, not on duty, off duty cop, and ask them if someone stole it, and I give you this exact information, which would be the exact information you'd be given it if it was stolen, or a different location and all, but still, can they find it? And chances are they're going to say no. There's a report in, I think, Denmark, maybe Holland, saying that it was talking about this from a police station. Basically, this service is a great service to find your device if it's lost in a non-stolen environment. So if it's lost in your house, a friend's house, or whatever, it's fine. But if it's stolen, then you got problems. So, and I think they were saying something like the mass area that the stuff was covering was 30 houses or something like that. I'm not really sure, but basically they're saying that it's useless as far as when stolen. But what is your highest stolen device? It's Apple stuff. Why? And I'm not saying it's statistically wise. I'm saying this as what can sell on the market, because what can sell on the market is Apple stuff, because what happens is Apple stuff, you pretty much got a guaranteed price each and every time. Apple has a constant threshold on what they put out. They only put out one device per year, and it's very recognizable on what is Apple device versus something else. Whereas, let's say a Windows computer, unless if it's like a Surface or something like that, a Windows computer, specifically a laptop or even a desktop, someone looking at that and looking at an actual big time gaming computer with all the fancy stuff on it, they won't know the difference, because the outside, the shell, looks the same. So without opening up or running a software test on the system, the person doesn't know, so they don't know if the risk is better or worse than the reward or potential reward, because to them it can be a crappy laptop. Now, this being said, it doesn't matter what it is, it can be stolen, and you got to keep that in your mind. So what do you use if the Find My whatever doesn't work and there really isn't anything on Linux or Windows? And with Androids, you can find some information but not a lot, and the same thing with iPhones. What can you use? Well, let's talk about Androids real quick. I got a video on this particular service. It's called Cerberus, and I'll leave a annotation below so you can take a look at that. But basically what the service does is, and just in a nutshell, is it can pretty much act like the other, but it can record audio, it can take a screenshot like anything else, it can take a picture from the front and back facing camera, it can tell you the battery level, pretty much almost all of the device information, from what Wi-Fi sources that are nearby, the battery level, the signal strength, I think it does signal strength, and several other things, and a mixture between all those things, and obviously the GPS. That pretty much will get your device back. There's one story, and I'm going to try to summarize it as best as I can. One story where there's this manager at store, she left her phone on the desk or in the desk, and some customer came in, stole the phone, took off. The manager didn't know where it was, called the cops. She found the thing, was given a location, tracked it down to a nearby park. The cops were there with her. I don't know if they were physically side by side or in a car, but she came up to the person who stole it because she found it by GPS. She said, "Hey, you stole my device." The person said no, and went back and forth 2 or 3 times, and she eventually got fed up with it, so she made the device ring and act up and said, "Look, this is my device," and the person threw the phone at the person who got their phone stolen, and the cops chased down the person and got him a block or 2 away. So that's pretty much saying that if it wasn't for this, that person wouldn't have got their device. Yeah, and that's pretty important. And I've seen case after case after case, either people on blogs talking about that, or on reviews or talking about that, or even legal cases talking about that. And in fact, I hadn't seen one where it said that this flat out didn't work, as far as they gave the information to the cops and the cops just didn't do anything. This is one of the few things that the cops will be able to work with, because it gives a picture, you can get the phone to react, so it's probable cause for search in America. I'm not a lawyer, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but from my knowledge on all things, it's pretty much a probable cause. If you can get the phone to ring and you trace it down to that exact person within a meter, which is 3 feet, then yeah, it's pretty much saying that person has it. So let's talk about the other system. And by the way, you have to have Cerberus on your device beforehand. Same thing with this. In other words, you ain't gonna be able to use it. You can't, just say, I want on that device and just point midair and the thing's gonna do it. No, it has to be on the device, logged in and everything. Cerberus is a paid thing, and I got again a video on that gets deeper into that. But check out that if you want. If not, then keep going. So as far as this goes, this is both a free and paid service. I wish cops use services like this, or actually use stuff as bait as far as laptops and stuff. They might already. If they do, then great. They don't, then this is a great way to do it. And basically what this service does is, again, there's a paid and free service. Just trying to go to the thing real quick. You can download on any device, Windows, Mac, Linux, Ubuntu's Linux, Android, and iOS. Basically what this does, I can't find a list, but basically what it does is it's like Cerberus, but it takes a screenshot, and this is given your device has a camera, so keep that in mind. If your device has a GPS, it'll find the phone or whatever device by GPS. If it doesn't, it uses the IP address. It takes a screenshot of the whatever's on the device when someone's using it. But if the device has a camera, given a laptop or whatever, it will take a picture of the person every so often. And that's pretty important to give to the cops. Say, this person has my device. Keep in mind, unless if it's really, really recently happening, if it's like a week later or whatever, or a day later, someone might have sold the device to that person. So, don't be a complete jerk, because they might be in loss as much as you are. So, and you might just want to let the cops do their job to figure out if that person actually stole the device or not. So anyways, as far as things goes, it takes a picture of the person by the camera, takes the screenshot of the computer, takes the information as far as the location. It also takes the Wi-Fi networking information, what networks are showing up. It also shows what programs are currently running, how long the thing's been on, and so on and so on. The most important things, at least for me, to give the cops if something like this was to happen, is the picture of the person, a picture of this, possibly a screenshot. I'm not really sure. If it shows their email, then that's better. But if it's just a generic picture, I don't know, they're looking up something, it might not make a difference. But a picture of the person, their location, a screenshot of what this shows, and that way you can give it to the cops. There's no question about it that this is what the service said, and that's that. And they should be able to run with this. Now, one of the good things with this particular service, and there's several others like this that does it, is this actually has a recovery story, and you can actually see that the where the person recovered it, the date lost, date recovered. As you see here, several months went by, where the theft happened, so on and so on. And it's pretty neat because it shows, even home robberies. And even tells you how fast the cops acted on it. So it says, and here's the thing, it might sound like I'm hounding the cops a bit, but as far as things goes, the reason why I'm saying this a bit, because cops, they have to deal with the law more so than average people, because people love suing free money, technically. And basically, if you have a cop disturbing some household, if they got information wrong, that's a potential lawsuit. So that's something that they want to avoid at all possible. So, as you see, some of these, even the cops say we can't do anything. And you'll find that more and more. That's the unfortunate thing is, And here's the thing is, and this is just for whomever, if you really wanted to get your device back and you had the IP address for the device and it's real fresh, what you can do is you can go to the cops, and if the cops knew what they're doing, which chances are they don't because they studied law, not technology, they would have just go to the they'll look at the ISP or what ISP is connected to that IP. You can do that too. It's open, and basically they'll either get a warrant. I'm not really sure if they have to have one, or they'll just go up to the ISP, ask who owns this IP address at this time. They'll give the name and location, and they can do their detective work by just showing up, saying, "Hey, we got a whatever missing a computer or whatever reported, and it's linking back here. Can we take a look around or whatever?" They got a warrant. They can definitely, do their job and get your stuff back, and it'll probably take a day at most. And this is coming from someone that's not in a legal system, so it can obviously take more, but you can definitely get something more than we can't do anything, or you have to pay money to give them that fax, and that's probably some other country or something like that. I'll leave a link below directly to this because this is actually pretty neat. Some of these on here, and there's quite a few. But anyways, this is pretty much it as far as things goes. Again, my advice is make sure your devices are secured in the aspect of you can get them back, or at least you can figure out their location, take a picture of the person who stole it or is using it. Keep in mind, the person who's using it might not have been the one who stole it, especially if some time passed. But that way you can build up a case and have the cops do their job, given that they will do their job, and you can move on from there. Obviously, you can take it in your own hands, do whatever you want. Depending on your location, you might have to. Depend on your country, you might have to also. But keep in mind what the legal laws is in your areas, because some of this may go against the legal laws, and you might see some backlash. So that's something huge to keep in mind. But anyways, it's been Craig Bent, the founder and owner of TechViews Nope. This has been a educational video, a tech tip video, and this has been on security and how to get your device back, or potential ways to get your device back. If you've got any questions, or if you've got any other methods on finding your device's location, then feel free to leave them down below, and links and all, and that way we all can take a look at it and see what comes of it. If you got any questions, again, leave that down below, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful or whatever it may be, then please leave a like, please subscribe, and please share, and hope you have a great day.